In a previous segment, I quoted statements from a top UN climate official and a key intellectual leader of the global warming movement that should be shocking to those who still believe that the push for a global warming agreement is about saving the planet. I quoted UN climate chief Christiana Figueres, who said, quote, "The whole climate change process is a complete transformation of the economic structure of the world." She went on to say that this is a, quote, "guided transformation, a centralized transformation," and she emphasized it is, quote, "one that is going to make the life of everyone on the planet very different." I also quoted Ottmar Edenhofer, a co-chair of the UN Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change Working Group on Mitigation of Climate Change. He is also Deputy Director and Chief Economist of the very influential Potsdam Institute for Climate Impact Research in Germany. Dr. Edenhofer admitted that international climate policy, quote, "has almost nothing to do with the environmental policy anymore." If that's true, then what does it have to do with? According to Edenhofer, this is what it has to do with, quote, "we redistribute de facto the world's wealth by climate policy." There are many other similar admissions we could cite, but we'll focus here on a couple from German physicist Hans-Joachim Schellhuber, another big name in climate circles. Schellhuber is founding director of the Potsdam Institute, a lead author for the UN's IPCC, and a top science advisor to the European Union, the German government, and the World Bank. It was Schellhuber who came up with the 2-degree limit myth that has now become dogma among global warming alarmists. In an interview with the German newspaper Der Spiegel, Schellhuber admitted it is politics, not science, that is driving his agenda. Quote, 2 degrees is not a magical limit, it's clearly a political goal, he told Der Spiegel. He went on to say, quote, "the world will not come to an end right away in the event of stronger warming, nor are we definitely saved if warming is not as significant. The reality, of course, is much more complicated." If this is true, then why are he and his alarmist comrades still riding the 2-degree limit pony? Schellhuber is a key architect of the European Union's emissions trading system, which is held up as a model for the UN's proposed global carbon trading program. Schellhuber is also a co-author of a 400-page report entitled World in Transition, A Social Contract for Sustainability, published in 2011 by the German Advisory Council on Global Change, of which Schellhuber is the chair. This important publication refers to itself as a, quote, "flagship report and a master plan for the Great Transformation." What is the term the Great Transformation referring to? A close reading of the book reveals that it is entirely in sync with Christiana Figueres' appeal for centralized, guided, complete transformation of the world. According to World in Transition, quote, "if the radical change into a low-carbon society is to succeed, the world must leave the epoch of nation-states behind and move toward more and more global governance. The new world state, envisioned according to the German plan, will be a more proactive state and a more enabling state, unburdened by old-fashioned notions of constitutional limitations and natural law. It is a state-centric ideal of government in which so-called experts guide and direct all activity and resources, including human resources." Politically, say Schellhuber and company, this transformation, quote, "requires a historically unprecedented transcending of established sovereignty concepts." Translation? We intend to fasten world government on the planet, and fighting global warming is the pretext we have chosen to sweep aside all objections and all obstacles. That's what the globalists really have in mind.